This weekend calls the return of Formula One finally after what feels like literally another summer break in autumn. We are back Formula One at the United States Grand Prix, and this one will be detrimental to see how the rest of the season goes. Both Red Bull and Ferrari are bringing upgrades to Austin, so it's going to be mixed up a little bit at the front perhaps. Is it going to be good enough for them to catch up to McLaren, who are obviously the best? But the question is, will the upgrades first of all work, and if they do, how much will they actually close that gap by? I do think it will close up a little bit, but McLaren are just too far ahead. Like, they've won by 10, 20 seconds in our last few races. I won for the last 3 out of 4 races, and I don't think some upgrades on either the Red Bull or the Ferrari will do justice to beat the McLaren. To break down that sort of margin, with say in Singapore it was a 20+ second win, in Zandvoort it was a 20+ second win. Was it Baku? Piastri won by 10 seconds after pulling away from Leclerc. It's pretty convincing that McLaren are flat out the fastest, and I don't think, it will close up, I'd say, but I don't think anyone's going to be faster than the McLarens. And with the silver arrows of Mercedes, I don't expect them to be very much in the fight for the win, as of course they are bringing no upgrades, but they have gone well around Kota with one particular driver. And the last 4 races have been a bit of a dry spout for Mercedes. They've only had 1 podium since the return of the actual summer break. But of course, in Austin, they have been strong here in past years, especially with Lewis Hamilton. 2022 almost beat Verstappen in that dominant Red Bull in that awful W13. And a year after, 2023, did the same thing. Second behind Verstappen in such a dominant car. And Lewis Hamilton always goes well around Austin. And a nice little fact is, Hamilton won his last race for McLaren at the United States Grand Prix in 2012 at Austin. So it'd be nice to see Hamilton take a win here, say as like, yeah, he's done his last race win for Mercedes at Austin as well. That'd be quite a nice topping, wouldn't it, to end off his Mercedes career. But for as chances go, I think other teams will get in the way. I don't think Mercedes will generally have the pace. I'm going to say McLaren with Norris are going to take the win on Sunday. I'm going to make a little quick prediction for the sprint race, and of course one for the actual Grand Prix. And for the sprint, I reckon Verstappen is going to take a pole position, lead for majority of the sprint, but he's just going to miss out to Norris, and the top 2, or Norris and Verstappen, will be within 2 seconds of each other at the finish. So that's a quick rundown of how I think this sprint is going to go, and Hamilton will finish 3rd. But as far as the Grand Prix goes, I think it's McLaren's going to take him once again, with Lando Norris on the top step. I don't care if Red Bull and Ferrari have upgrades. McLaren have the fastest car, and it's going to whitewash everyone. Maybe not whitewash, not completely dominate the race like they have in Singapore or the last 4 or so races, but they are just so far ahead that no one else can actually catch up to McLaren. Not a dominant drive, but convincing. Maybe if a safety car comes in or red flag, weather doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. It's just going to be sunny throughout the whole weekend. So if nothing bizarre happens or abnormal, McLaren are taking the win. But behind that is where the fun is going to be, I reckon. I expect Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc to fight for the remaining spots on the podium of 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I think between these 3 it could be very close, as of course they are the lead drivers of them 3 teams. And this track is similar to Silverstone, and if you look at the Silverstone results of this year and previous years as well, Red Bull have done well around Silverstone. Even this year, sure, Hamilton did win it, but Verstappen was very quickly gaining him and will finish about 2 seconds behind him in the end for 2nd place. So for my rest of my race predictions, I'm going to put Norris for the win, of course, probably about by 7 or so seconds. I'm going to say between the top 3, it is very close between these 3. Verstappen 2nd, I'm going to put Charles Leclerc and a Ferrari 3rd, and Lewis Hamilton 4th. But these 3 will be extremely close. They will be fighting each other throughout the whole race. Maybe Norris will be there at the start, but he'll eventually pull away. And I'm going to round off the top 5 with putting Norris' teammate Piastri 5th. And I'm going to say he grabs the fastest lap as well. Such an unpredictable race we're looking at. Ferrari, Red Bull winning upgrades. Of course, Red Bull have had problems with the handling since Silverstone, really, since they've stopped winning races, which of course is a problem with it. Verstappen comes out of the car. Adrian Newey has got to be something to do with it, leaving the team. He definitely had an impact on that, but maybe Red Bull have found a solution. Who knows? We will see. I imagine Red Bull and Ferrari will get a few attempts out of it at most, I reckon. Which, looking at the pool times from the last few races, could definitely put them in a mix for sure. I could be totally wrong. Verstappen could win this race. Norris could be 5th. McLaren could have a terrible weekend. who will we'll have to wait and see till Sunday. I for sure expect it's going to be an exciting one.